Hello guys and welcome. Hello guys, my name is Chloe and welcome back to my channel, and this is my first ever pillow talk. This is ghetto. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chloe and welcome to my first ever episode of pillow talk. Pillow talk. I was supposed to order some fancy cute fluffy pillows just for this, but I ain't ordered them yet. So right now this gonna have to do. Shout out to Jada, my cousin slash sister, for giving me this idea. So basically pillow talk is going to be a little series that I'm having on my channel. I'm going to try to do it a certain day every week. The concept that I have in mind for pillow talk is to talk about topics that are, I guess, touchy, topics that people may not necessarily want to speak on out loud, or that might be a little bit of a trigger, topics that might be a little bit controversial, topics that might be kind of argumentative because I might have my opinion and other people might have a different opinion. But what I will do is, whenever I'm about to do a pillow talk, I'll probably do a question and answer on my Instagram on a poll, and then based on the responses that I get, then I will have a conversation with y'all, in a sense. Make sense? Because I'll ask a question and y'all answer the question, and I'll be reading the comments, I'll give my opinion and whatnot. Now, my first pillow talk episode, I was thinking of doing something more on the rated R side because I know that draws attention, but I changed my mind. I want to show y'all that even though I use my platform, I post funny YouTube videos, I talk a lot of shit, I send some shade sometimes, I can also use my platform to send a message or bring awareness to certain things. I was actually going to do a story time on this because it's something that I've been through myself, but I'm going to start it off as a pillow talk. I'm going to give you a little background information on the story, and then maybe in future I might go into more detail about the story, but it's basically just a rundown or like a general discussion. If you don't want to comment your experience, that's fine. You could maybe email me because I still want to do that email thing where you'll send me whatever issue and I read it out loud, and then we give advice. For my pillow talk, I have a glass of lemonade. I want to get a fancy cup, like a mug that's customized, like a mug that says pillow talk, just to be extra. I mean, I can order one online, but if somebody wants to sponsor me one, that's fine too. You can sponsor me a mug. I also have some cute little fancy pajamas in pink, but I'm like, I don't want to wear them yet. I'll wear them my next pillow talk. But so make sure you're like comfortable. Make sure you have your pillows, your pajamas on. Make sure you have your juice, your tea, your wine, your vodka, your tequila, masala, whatever you're drinking. This video might be a little bit of a trigger for some people. Just a heads up, just a little trigger warning, just a little disclaimer. It might be a little uncomfortable for some people to watch or listen to because maybe they have been through something similar, or maybe they are going through something and they don't know how to deal with it, or they're scared to speak on it. So this is why I'm using my platform as I guess a safe place. Maybe this video might help somebody who's in a relationship. Maybe they don't know the relationship is abusive. I'm hoping that this video opens some eyes and helps somebody. I actually know somebody who's in a situation like this right now. She thinks I don't know, but I know. And I'm hoping that she watches this video so maybe she open her eyes and see that she needs to get out of it before it gets worse. My experience. I feel like I'm comfortable speaking about it now because years ago, I'm older now, I'm more mature, I'm more wiser. I think I've healed from it. Maybe my story, my situation might be able to help somebody else, prevent somebody from going through something similar as me. I was in an abusive relationship, physically abusive relationship, yes, hitting and all of that. A lot of people don't know that because I never really spoke on it. I have to be careful what I say because I don't want to give out information where somebody figures out who I'm talking about, because I have not really had many boyfriends. I was with that person for a very long time. We were both very young. He had a lot of issues within himself. His issues outpoured and it affected him as a person, which in turn which in turn affected his relationships with people in general, especially his relationship with me. In the beginning, there were a lot of red flags that I ignored. I feel like if other people can pick up on these red flags and run the other direction as soon as they see them, then they may be able to avoid in a situation like mine. A lot of people who are in abusive relationships don't even know they are in abusive relationships because they think maybe because their partner does not beat them physically, that means that they're not in an abusive relationship. But there's different types of abuse. There's physical abuse, there's emotional abuse, there's mental abuse. So just because he's not hitting you does not mean you're not being abused. The red flag which I ignored was one, insecurity. He was very insecure, and to me that's a big turn off. In a way, me being young, I thought, okay, maybe he insecure because he don't know what else to have me, so he feeling away from another guy trying to talk to me. But his insecurity was very bad. Like, I grew up being taught that men are not supposed to hit women. It don't matter if you're fighting, you punch him and you hit him, he's not supposed to hit you back. And that's what I was taught growing up. Another red flag was he was very manipulative. He would be the one doing things and he would try to turn it around on me to make it seem like I'm the one doing things and I was not doing anything. He was also very emotionally abusive, where he would use his words to try to control my emotions and make me feel less than him. He would put me down. There's been a lot of situations where he embarrassed me publicly. Our relationship was on and off a lot. He would ignore me and use that as a form of control to get me to behave, if that makes sense. Like, it's almost like they try to train you to act a certain way by teaching you a certain kind of behavior. So whenever you got into an argument or something, he would block me. He would ignore me, and I would be constantly calling, texting, calling his friends and against what argument. He would ignore me for weeks, and then whenever he felt like he wanted to come back, or maybe he wanted to have sex or something, that's when he would come and talk to me like nothing wrong. He was very moody. He was a I can't even pronounce the word. A narcissist. Everything that he did was to benefit him. Like, he would do little things like, if I do something he don't like, grab my hand and like literally hold my hand, squeezing my hand like that, to try to get me to do something that he wants me to do. So like, let's say we out somewhere, he would grab my hand, hold my hands. So like, that's his way of telling me don't do something or do something. You understand? Very first time he hit me, I went to a party and it was a lot of people from our school at the party. And it's a party, everybody dancing with everybody is not that big of a deal. Like, we're all friends. Like, everybody knew he was my boyfriend, so it's not like nobody was trying to disrespect me or him or anything like that. We were all just having fun and dancing. Like, we're all just friends. Now, free from the Caribbean, no, we dance is like grinding, so a fella behind you and you whining on him and stuff like that. So apparently somebody was taking pictures and they posted pictures, and you could see, because I think I had red hair or something that time, and you could see in the picture that I'm dancing on one of the guys from school. I'm bent over, right, and the guy was dancing on me. Now in the picture you could see all the girls that danced on, fellas were bent over, not just me. I wasn't the only one that was bending down, and they were uploading all the pictures from the party. So apparently he went through the pictures looking to see what was going on, and he saw me bent over. He texted me, I don't know if you can't remember if he texted me or he called me, but he was like, yeah boy, I see you at a party and you well bent over dancing on so and so. I say, well, yeah, it's just a party, we're just dancing, it's nothing serious. Like, I don't like the person I was dancing on. The person I was dancing on had a girlfriend. I was cool with a girlfriend. Like, there was nothing between me and that person. It was just a dance, that's it. And that guy was dancing with everybody at the party, not just me. So he called me because it's like, he's like, I want to come, he come pick me up. I enter the car. Literally, as I put one foot in the front seat to sit down, this nigga slapped me across my face. I did not even have time to enter the car properly before he slapped me. And as soon as he slapped me, he drive off with half of my foot outside the door and the door still wide open. So I was barely in the car when he drive off with me in the car. And I was in shock because I'm like, did this boy really just slap me? Like, did he really just hit me? I didn't know what to say. And he just drove off and he went to like a deserted street, like an empty street, and he parked in a corner. And I'm sitting in the car with this boy and I'm scared for my life. I never saw that side of him before, and he literally looked at me like a psycho, like somebody that was ready to kill me, literally, no joke, no lie. I'm sitting in the car and I'm not saying anything. My phone is in my hand tight because I want to text somebody and then the person that I'm with him, if anything happened to me, that's where to find me. But I don't want to use my phone because I'm afraid that he hit me or he take my phone from me. But I have my phone in my hand, I'm just sitting there, my head is down, and he's literally sitting across from me on the driver's seat and he's looking at me, literally looking at me like that, staring at me with like some evil kind of look. And I'm like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to say. And he's not saying anything. And then he finally starts speaking and he's like, oh, how do you think I feel seeing my girl dancing with another fella? And he just kept going and going and going and going. I started to cry because at that point I was just like so scared. He apologized and I asked him to bring me home. And then it happened again in school. He hit me in school, and I think somebody saw when he hit me, and they went and they told the security of the school, and the security came and the security was asking me what happened, like, am I okay? When he hit me and the security came through the door, he was holding my hand like that. Like, it's like he's squeezing my hand to tell me like if I say anything he will fuck me up afterwards. So I'm like, I cannot say anything. So I was just like, no, everything's okay. The security's like, you sure you're okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And the more I say I'm okay, the more he's squeezing my hand, so I don't say anything, don't make it obvious like I was in danger. I get in the car again and he hit me again, and it became like a constant cycle to the point where whenever he was upset at something that did not please him, or he was upset at me doing something that did not make him happy, he would hit me. And I told nobody about it. My friends did not know, my mother did not know. My mother knows now. My mother never liked him, so that's more reason for her to hit him. I never told nobody about it because I didn't have anybody to talk to and I didn't trust anybody. If I tell them I'm in a situation, I feel like they would judge me because it's like, why are you still there? Why don't you leave? But it was like I was scared to leave. Like, it was to the point where this boy put me 2 bullets. I said that and I want to cry because it brings back memories. And he had a sock, like socks you put on your foot, a pair of white socks, never forget that, a pair of white socks. And he showed me 2 bullets in the sock, and he said, if you ever leave me, one is for you and one is for the fella you leave me for. And I'll never forget that, never forget that. I feel like if you're in a relationship with somebody, it could be your husband, it could be your boyfriend, and he asks you to have sex with him and you don't want to have sex with him, you don't have to have sex with him. It doesn't matter if you're married, nobody should force you to do anything. That's my opinion. No means no. It doesn't matter if we're in a relationship or we married. It's my body, you understand? If I say no, I mean no, and that's it. That's a controversial topic in itself, but that's just my opinion. But I was in that same night, there was a situation where he wanted to have sex with me. I did not want to have sex because I was already turned off. I was scared because the nigga showed me 2 bullets and he basically threatened my life. I want to go at my home, but I can't go home because he's the one who brought me to his house. I didn't have no money or anything. I had to take like a taxi or cab or whatever to go at my home, so I had to stay. So he wanted to have sex and I didn't want to have sex, and he basically forced me to have sex, and he literally put a knife to my neck and forced me to have sex with him. I never told anybody that until now. That's just to show you how toxic that relationship was and how the abuse went from hair to hair to hair. Don't let anybody force you to do anything that you don't want to do. If you say no, no is no. That's your body. You have the right to say no to something if you don't want to do it. When it comes to me and my body, if I say no, no is no. I was literally crying. It was happening after he did it. He apologized, he said he was sorry, he just wanted it, typical sad story. I don't want to go too much into that because I already starting to feel old. I don't talk about that too much. That was my situation. Up to a day like today, he still will not give up. I think he watches, I think he has access to my Instagram because he uses a fake profile, but he emailed me and he was telling me how much he missed me and how he never loved no other girl like me, and all that shit. And I'm like, I'm not interested, just leave me alone. Another thing too, he used to be very like talk down on me. Like, he always used to curse me and my mother and call me bitch and always say me kind of things. He always used to call me all kinds of names you could think of. When he mad at me, curse me, correlate me, call me all kind of name. All kind of names you could think of, he called me already. Check yourself, and he calmed down, he come back and he apologizing. So my little experience, my little story, my little situation. I feel like before you decide to call somebody your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and that goes for females too, because there are females that are like that. I know females who have that same kind of narcissist, what's how you pronounce the word, narcissistic behavior or whatever. So according to Google, a narcissist is a mental condition in which people have an inflated sense of their own importance and a deep need for excessive attention and admiration. They have a lack of empathy for others. So basically everything is about them. Whatever they do, it has to benefit them. They don't care about other people's feelings. Like, they feel like they're entitled to everything. And yeah, I feel like it's very important for you to get to know somebody like to the T before you actually decide to call them your boyfriend or your girlfriend, because a lot of people don't know their partner's past. Like, you have to know how your boyfriend grew up, like what was his childhood like, stuff like that. All of these things affect a person in their now and affect a person's behavior towards other people. It affects their relationships, it affects their personality, it affects their attitude, it affects everything that they do. So it's very important for you to learn and get to know somebody, get to know everything about them from their upbringing to their now, to figure out what makes them how they are. I wanted to do psychology at one point in time because I was very intrigued by my father. Like, now that topic kind of taking a turn, but yeah, I wanted to do psychology because I really wanted to know why my father was the way he was. And my father's childhood has a lot to do with how his ways and stuff like that. You know, he wasn't very affectionate. He wasn't. I know my father loved me, but you know, it was hard for him to show he loved me. You know, it was hard for him to show and say he loved me. Like, my father, anything I ask for, anything I want, I will get it. If I say, Daddy, I need $1,000 now, and he have it, he'll give it to me, no questions asked. But if I say, Daddy, I love you, it will be hard for him to open his mouth and say I love you. And I'm like, why is it that if I ask for $1,000 you'll give it to me now, no questions asked? But if I say I love you, it'll be hard for you to say I love you too, you understand? And that had a lot to do with his upbringing, his childhood and childhood traumas that he went through, which caused him to be like kind of hard on the outside, to the point where he doesn't know how to show affection because he didn't receive affection growing up. People's personality and the way that they treat people and the way that they act and stuff like that has a lot to do with their experiences in life. So that's something that you have to really get to know somebody to see, okay, why is that person the way they act? Why do they do this? Why do they do that? My situation was so like bad to the point where I was in another relationship where he was a sweetheart and everything. Like, that relationship, he didn't do anything wrong. He was great. He was like, I think probably the best boyfriend I ever had. He didn't cheat on me. I don't know. Okay, I don't say he never cheated on me, but I never heard anything about him like cheating or anything like that. Like, he was a good boyfriend. But there was one situation, it was like a trigger for me, and I was like, I can't do this. It was like a New Year's party, and when the clock struck 12, I gave one of my other friends a hug, and he gave me a kiss on my cheek, and he was like, Happy New Year. And my boyfriend at the time was being a bitch, so I did not wish him Happy New Year. And like, we were at the party, right? I did not wish him Happy New Year. So my boyfriend got very upset at me because I gave my other male friend a hug and a kiss at 12, and I did not give him a hug and a kiss at 12. So you were on the line. I was on the line trying to go get food, and he was trying to create a scene, and he was pulling me off the line, and he was holding my hand like this, squeezing my hand the same way my other boyfriend was squeezing my hand. And that just like brought back memories, and it just triggered something in me, and I'm like, it's already a red flag. So far the relationship was going great, but you see you doing that there now, holding my hand and squeezing my hand. That's how it started with the other one, and I'm like, I'm not going for that again. So I broke up with him that same day. He was, apologizing, telling me he's sorry, he didn't mean to do that, and I'm like, nope. I feel for me that was a smart move, because I ended it before it turned into something. And he was a little insecure too. I feel like that's a red flag. I mean, not everybody who's insecure is abusive, but insecurity is a red flag for me. I hate an insecure guy. Like, I cannot do the insecurity thing. Like, I'm very confident and very secure with myself. I need somebody who's the same. There's a lot of people out there who are being abused emotionally, mentally, and physically, and they are scared to speak up. Somebody calling you names, always trying to humiliate you or embarrass you, always putting you down. When they do something wrong, they try to make up for it by giving you something, like giving you a gift or taking you on a trip or something like that. Like, all of that is manipulative behavior, like using mind control to try to keep you wrapped around their finger. That is toxic. All of that is signs of emotional and mental abuse. So they always want to maybe give you money to try to manipulate you to stay after they do something wrong, or they always want to buy you, or try to buy your attention or buy your time, like in the relationship, by telling you like you have to listen to them when they say do something, or else. If you don't listen to them, or else. They always have an ultimatum to give you. Else. I always want to know where you at, who you with. As a sign of insecurity. They might threaten you. Some people treat you like a child, like they treat you as if like they talk to you as if like they're your parents and you're their child. Like, and they might try to make you feel like your feelings don't matter. Like, if you have an argument, they might try to make you feel like what you say don't make no sense, and like your point is invalid, just to make you look like a smaller person and them look like the bigger person. If you're in a relationship that's toxic, you will know. As a woman, your gut will tell you that something is off, or like you just stop ignoring the red flags. A lot of people ignore red flags because they think they're in love, or they want to stay to prove a point to other people. Because I was that girl, I was a mind clown at one point in time. Yes, I was. I don't ashamed to say it. One of the reasons why I stayed was because he was very popular and he was very cute. A lot of other girls wanted him. Now everybody knew he was with Chloe. Everybody knew I was the girlfriend. I was the main girl. I didn't want to leave him because I wanted to prove a point to everybody else that we were happy, and it was not. It was terrible. Like, on the inside, it was a mess. And I was always scared that he would leave me for somebody else. But I'm like, if he leave me for somebody else, maybe he probably treat me bad, but he might treat the other person good. It was bad to the point where this nigga had another girl picture in his room, like on his mirror. I'm your girlfriend, you have a whole other bitch picture on your mirror. He's like, oh, that's just his friend. But why you have your friend picture on your mirror? Like, I'm your girlfriend, why don't you have my picture on your mirror? You have your whole other female friend picture on your mirror. Like, what the fuck? That was one of the reasons why I didn't leave, because I wanted to prove a point. I didn't want anybody else to have him, even though I knew he was not like something that I wanted to keep. Like, but just to paint that picture to the other females who were trying to compete with me for him, that I'm happy, I stayed. So I think that's why I am how I am now, because I am so, like, I refuse to let anybody talk to me anyhow, treat me anyhow. Like, any red flag I see, like, it's fuck you, and I keep it moving. These can turn out very deadly. A lot of people who are in abusive relationships and they never got out of it, because guess where they are right now? In a cemetery, 6 feet under. I thank God that I did not reach that point. Maybe if I was still with him today, I probably wouldn't even be here, because God alone knows what would happen. Like, I don't want to see how I left, because it will give out information on who the person is. But I eventually got the courage to leave. If he hits you once, I promise you, he will hit you again. I promise you, I swear to God. If he hit you once, he will hit you again. And every time you do it, it'll be worse than the last time. To prevent yourself from being another statistic and from possibly ending up in the morgue, get out. Find somebody you trust and tell them, and try to figure out a plan for you to get out. If you feel like you're fearing for your life, that means you're hanging on by a thin thread. And if you're hanging on by a thin thread, that means it only takes a snap of a finger for that thread to cut off and for your life to end. So your relationship is supposed to be healthy, it's supposed to be happy majority of the time. You will have ups and downs, yes, but you're supposed to be happy majority of the time. You're not supposed to feel like shit. You're not supposed to feel like you're begging somebody to treat you a certain way, like you're unhappy most of the time, like you're competing with other people for that person's attention, like you have to do a lot to try to prove to that person that they should pick you, or like they should be with you. Go out of your way to try to make somebody like you. I don't know, maybe my experience may be able to help somebody. I was reading something where they say you write down a list, right? You write down the good and the bad. Write down all the good things, write down all the bad things. If the bad things overpower the good things, get out. Have you ever been in an abusive relationship? Do you know somebody's in an abusive relationship? Comment below, let me know what other topics y'all want me to bring in. Don't let these niggas control you. Don't let them manipulate you. Don't let them treat you like a doormat or tell you what to do. Don't let nobody make you feel like you're beneath them or they're more than you, because guess what? You and that man bleeding the same blood. If you cut right now and he cut right now, you're the same blood. You're breathing the same air, you're the same color. So nobody's not above you, nobody's not below you. You all are right here. So don't make no man make you feel like you here and he here. Let nobody bribe you with money and bribe you with nice things. Stand your ground, sis. Okay? Let these niggas know that you don't need them, they need you. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna see y'all again next episode. But yeah, if you're in a abusive relationship, speak up. Do not stay and take leaks. If you end up missing or dead, nobody don't know because they don't know you're in a abusive relationship. Tell somebody, because if you end up dead, it might be hard for somebody to believe that that person did that to you because there was no signs. If you tell somebody and you have proof, if they're hitting you, take pictures of the bruises and save it or send it to somebody that you trust. Thanks for watching. Click like, comment, and subscribe. That video made my whole mood change. Like my whole mood, I just feeling old. I feel old talking about that. I don't like the topic, but I feel like I need to talk on it. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.
The army, when we stepping at the party, I wanna hook up on a yardie.